Welcome to another tutorial during daylight while I'm filming a low quality video. Today we're going to make this thing, and you can see that it's a kind of a Tetris symbol over here. And we need to know, you already need to know how to make a normal quad stitch, a 2x2 stitch. And you need to know also the variation of a stitch, the inner stitch that I posted a video a few months ago. You can check over here if you don't know how to make it. And after you master that stitch and you know already the quad, normal quad, and this inner stitch, you can come and make this tutorial. So today I'm going to do this thing, and you can see that every side we're switching to another side. So this gray comes from here to over here, of course, obviously. So let's begin. I already, to make this tutorial a little bit shorter, I already started my quad stitch. And I'm going to switch position here, so switching sides, and going to make right now another quad stitch. So let's make this quad stitch, normal quad stitch. So we don't need to know anything new. Okay, so we're almost finished. And also today I'm quite, my throat is sore. I have it's I think a virus, so my speaking is not at my best, so I can't really speak too much. So I apologize about that. Every time I speak, I need to almost, how you say it, cough. Yeah. I'm coughing a lot for today and can't really speak too much. So I'll speak when I need to speak. You can see I'm coughing a little bit. Okay. So let's pull strings and let's make something more interesting. Okay, so we've done that. Now comes something a little bit more interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make an inner stitch. That's because that the next stitch we'll have. So what you're going to see is, as you can see, if we make one stitch, we have these loops over here. More importantly, we need to see only this loop. So when the next stitch will have a blue a dark blue on the dark blue side and a light blue on the light blue side. But what you want to have on the after making this stitch, so the second stitch later on, we want to have a gray. So we want to change our positions on the center string. So these 4 center strings. So what you want to say is, what you can say that, for example, if I take this light blue and try to see what will have a stitch later on, so the second stitch from now, you can see that we want to have like that. We want to have the stitch after this, the first stitch, we want to have a light blue over here, over here. After this one, we want the next loop after this one on this side, we want to have a light blue. So it's hard a little bit to understand right now what I'm trying to say. So let's just make the variation of a quad, and you'll see what I'm wanting to tell right now. So if we're now going to make the variation, let's make it. So right now, I need to put this one over here. This one will be over, under, under. Over, under, under. Over here. And last one, over, under, over, under. Okay. Now if you pull strings, and we got this kind, as you can tell, and you see now that the next stitch we'll have a dark blue over here and a light blue over here, and etc. And that's what I wanted to do. So to have a first switching sides. Okay, what's next? Next is, okay, so the stitch we're going to do right now is this one, this loop. Next stitch we'll have this dark loop. So as you can see, we start from this stitch. This is the first stitch, to the second stitch, third, fourth, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and etc. Actually, you can see this one and this one is the same stitch. So this one is the first stitch, this one and this one is second stitch, this one and this one third, this one and this one fourth, and this one fifth, sixth, this one with a 7, and etc. Okay, so this is how you count stitches, like a step by step from. So usually we don't really count the borders because it's not interesting. Everything here is the same here, the borders. What's interesting here is the two middle columns. So that's why I'm counting only them. But you can also count the borders. So we done this one, this one, this one, this one. Next stitch, so after this stitch we have this loop, and next stitch we'll have preparation to this loop. So basically what you want to do now is to make another inner stitch. Why? Because I want to get back to a black color. So we want to get back to the same color of side. Black string will come to a black side. And over here we have the opposite. We have right now a light blue on the dark blue side and dark blue on the light blue side. So you want to change that to go back to light with light blue and dark with dark blue. That's why I'm going to make another inner stitch. So it will come, this blue will come over here, for example. Sort of. Will come over here. And this light will come over here. Okay, so let's do it. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so this one is over here. You can see. We'll come back to with light blue. And dark blue comes to the dark blue side. And as you can see now, the light blue with a light blue, a dark blue with a dark blue. Okay. Now, this was kind of too small. I don't know. Never mind. Let's continue. So we've done up to here. So next stitch we'll have preparation to this loop. The loop on the right. So next stitch we'll have this. We'll have preparation to this black loop. So now I'm going to make the stitch, this loop, and next stitch we'll have this black. So next stitch we want to have yet another black side string on the gray side and a gray string on the black side. So we want to make another inner stitch. Okay, you understand why? Because I want to get back to have a dark blue on this blue side and a light blue on this dark blue side. If you start to get the idea, you may try to make it on your own if you want to have a challenge. It's better for us. Always it's better for you to make things on your own. But if you stuck, I'm always here for help. In any case, If you don't understand yet, well, I don't know what to say. Hopefully you understand. I will eventually make a small card that you can print, and you can make it with the cards. But as for now, this is what I only can try to tell you guys. This is how you make these stitches. You need to know what's going to be next, and that's it. This is what the challenge for these stitches. This is basically what you want to always think for doing these kind of stuff. So if you want to make a more complex thing from nothing, it's not going to be that easy. You need to know the basics. So this is sort of a basic thing. Not that basic, but you know, you need to start from something. Okay, we done this, and we need to have right now. Let's check. Okay, so we have dark black here, and next stitch we have this black, dark brown, or whatever. So from this black I'm going to go to this black. What it means, it's going to make a regular stitch right now, because I want to keep the dark blue side on the light blue side, and the light blue side on the dark blue side. Understand why? Because from this black I want to get to this black, so I want to keep the black on the gray side and the gray on the black side. So we want to have this black over here, because then we have a loop here, and then okay, let's just make it, and then you'll see. It's a little bit hard to understand a little bit. So the first project of these kind of stuff. But I don't know, I never had any difficulties to understand these stuff, so I can't really tell you. I try to explain my best, but sometimes don't really know what to say. Okay. You can see now that we kept the light blue and the dark blue on the opposite sides, and we have what we wanted to do. So you can see that next stitch we have this loop, and over here too. Okay, so let's continue. We want to continue by making from here to here. So we're switching now colors from dark blue from black to gray. And so what do you think? You can pause now, can try to pause now. Okay, now the answer is we're going to make another inner stitch, because we want to switch from dark blue to light blue. You understand why? Because gray is the main color here, side. So from dark blue we want to switch to the gray, and that's you can only do by making the variation, because normal will keep you over here and over here, and then you have only will keep dark blue on the opposite side and light blue on the dark blue side, and etc. So we need to get back to the so we need to go over here. So kind of. Okay, so you'll see eventually what I'm talking about. I'm now speaking a little bit some gibberish, I know, but I already told you it's not going to be I think I already explained the concept well, so I don't really need to explain now or every time from the start. Okay, so as you can see now, dark blue came to dark blue side and light blue came to light blue side. Okay, so next, let's see. Next we want to have, next stitch we have this one, and we want to prepare to this stitch, to this loop. So we want to come from here from gray to yet another black. So you're going to switch again colors, and that's going to be again only by an inner stitch. You can see always when you want to switch colors you make an inner stitch. So we're like from here to here we want to make an inner stitch, from here to here we want to make an inner stitch, and then this is a normal stitch because we keep dark blue, keep black to black, so making a normal stitch, and then black to gray another inner stitch, and from gray to black another inner stitch. So we're going to make another inner stitch. Okay. And now, as you can see, we will make another inner stitch. Why? Because I want to get from black to gray again, switching from switching colors. We always need to make an inner stitch. So from black to gray, we want to do as we say from gray to black. So gray to black, we need an inner stitch, a variation, and black to gray, we need to make another variation. Okay, so let's do it. So we want to get to prepare this loop, this gray loop, and this gray loop is on the gray side. So we want to make a variation. Oops. Whoopsie boopsie. And from now on, we are here. So next stitch, we have this loop, and we need to prepare to this from here to here. And as you can see, from now on, I'm going to make normal stitches, because if you know, if you come from gray to gray, it's a normal quad stitch. Why? Because this is how we always do. If you know what I mean. If you make, I have here a small thing. It says, I don't know, this is my little body. A quad stitch is a normal stitch, so here's another normal stitch. You can see we have always the same color. So I'm going to make a normal stitch now from now on. So from here to here is gray to gray, and black to black is a normal stitch. So we want to make another 2 normal stitches, and then we finish this project. So let's make it very fast. So this is a first normal stitch, and lastly, you can see we keep strings same, and you can see we have from dark blue to dark blue, and light blue we came back to light blue. So let's make now another normal stitch, and I think we finish. Yes, we will no, another 2 I think. Let's make and then we'll see. Okay, now let's make another normal stitch, and then we'll finish. So now if we finish the stitch, and you can always make an end stitch, but I don't know, for today I'm going to make just a small block, so I don't want to have a end stitch. So I'm just going to glue the stitch with some super glue, and just it's got the strings also. And also always don't forget to not touch the glue, and wait until it dry. Okay, so this is what we've got at the end. So yeah, this is same as this one. So I thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new for today. And this is only the beginning of these kind of stuff. So this is the basic of the basics for making four side stuff, you know, for like coloring on the other side of stitch, you know, alternating variations of quads and other square type of stitches. So this is a basic of a basic for these kind of things, and next time that we'll make this kind of stuff, we'll start making more complex and more interesting stuff. And you know, it is only the basic, but it's quite nice for basics, but it's not everything, of course. We're not going to make this, because this is a little bit more complex, but we'll make a 3x3 variations. So we're going to have a 3x3, a little bigger, with more options, more variations that we can do with 3x3, and that way we can make more structures that are more complex and more beautiful, I think. It's not that so boring. This is a little bit boring, but this is what we can do with 2x2 stitches and quad stitches. Okay, so next thing, we're going to make a 3x3, and a more interesting thing. You can make letters, you can make all kinds of stuff you can make. So I don't know. Thank you very much for watching, and see ya next time.